What if the most powerful way to influence people wasn't through force, lies, or even persuasion, but by quietly changing the way they perceive reality itself? That's the unsettling question behind the moral dangers of manipulating human consciousness. And this isn't just science fiction anymore. We already have tools that can shape attention, emotion, memory, belief, and behavior, sometimes in helpful ways, sometimes in deeply dangerous ones. At its best, influencing consciousness can be useful. It helps treat depression, reduce anxiety, manage pain, improve focus, and even help people overcome trauma. Techniques like therapy, meditation, neurofeedback, hypnosis, and certain medications can all shift conscious experience in ways that genuinely improve lives. But the same basic mechanisms that can heal can also be used to control. So what are we actually talking about when we say manipulating consciousness? It can mean altering attention, what a person notices and ignores. It can mean shaping emotion, what they feel and how intensely. It can mean affecting memory, what they remember, distort, or forget. And it can mean influencing belief, what they think is true, often without realizing how they got there. The danger is that consciousness is the center of personal agency. If someone else can reach in and alter the lens through which you experience the world, they may not need to control your actions directly. They can guide them indirectly. This is why these tools are so powerful in medicine and self-improvement. For example, cognitive behavioral therapy helps people notice automatic thoughts, challenge distortions, and replace patterns that keep them stuck. That's a form of consciousness manipulation, but in a transparent, consent-based, and beneficial way. Meditation works by training attention. Over time, people become less reactive and more aware of their thoughts instead of being dragged around by them. In pain management, the brain's interpretation of pain can be changed through relaxation, distraction, expectation, or conditioning. The pain may be real, but the experience of it can be reduced. So the mechanism is not magic. It's about changing the brain's filters, predictions, and responses. The moral problem starts when those same mechanisms are used without informed consent. A social media algorithm can hijack attention by learning what keeps you scrolling. A political message can be designed to trigger fear instead of thought. A consumer product can use repeated cues to create emotional attachment. And in the future, more advanced brain-computer interfaces could make this even more direct. The deeper issue is this: if you can manipulate someone's internal state, you can influence their choices while leaving them feeling like the choice was entirely theirs. That blurs the line between persuasion and coercion. Imagine a therapy app that helps people sleep by calming racing thoughts. Useful. Now imagine the same technology being used by an employer to keep workers emotionally compliant. Dangerous. Imagine targeted ads that simply match your interests. Normal. Now imagine a system that detects your mood and pushes content when you're lonely, vulnerable, or impulsive. That's no longer just marketing, it's psychological exploitation. Or think about memory. There are treatments being explored that can reduce traumatic intensity. That could be life-changing for someone with severe PTSD. But if such tools were misused, they could also weaken testimony, alter accountability, or be used to suppress uncomfortable truths. The moral danger isn't that consciousness can be changed. It already is, constantly. The danger is who controls the change, for what purpose, and whether the person being changed knows it's happening. The real question is not whether we should influence consciousness. We already do. The real question is whether we can do it responsibly, preserving autonomy, transparency, and consent in a world where the mind itself is becoming programmable. And that may be one of the biggest ethical challenges of the future. The moral dangers of manipulating human consciousness is just one small part of ethics and morality. If you're interested, our full free ethics and morality course is linked in the description.